Okay, so we just finished up our section on tea processing, and let's talk a little bit about tea presentation now. For the purposes of this class, I'm going to keep tea presentation just pretty general. Your presentation does not need to be fancy. At the Tea Academy, we believe that simple can be just as beautiful as fancy. And what counts is that the presentation is clean, the colors go together, and it's attractive to your guests, and your guests want to drink your tea. So before we leave tea presentation, let's talk about the steps on how to serve tea to guests. So the first one is you set up the tray with the teapot in the middle. You arrange the cups and saucers, teaspoon, milk, and sugar around the teapot. All the handles and the teaspoons should be facing the same direction, which is to the right of the guest. The second step, when you're at the guest table, place the lightest items on the table first before your heavier ones, and ensure that all the handles are facing the same direction, just like I mentioned. And next, place the condiments within easy reach of all the guests at the table. Next, you want to present the teapot and inform the guests of the steeping time. And once the tea is done steeping, then pour the tea for the guests and invite them to enjoy their perfectly made tea. Okay, next, let's talk a tiny bit about the color wheel. The color wheel can help you with your presentation. And I know most of you are familiar with it, but if it's been a while since you've seen it, please make sure to get reacquainted with it because it's going to be very helpful to you, especially when we get to the tea pairing assignment. You can find resources online or you can download an app. There are many ways to find the color wheel. And there are also more generic ones and there are more specialized ones. So I would say go with a more specialized one than a more generic one. And I'm not going to get too much into detail because I want to see what you've learned so far and how you use it in your presentation activity today. All right, let's move on to the next wheel that you will need to get to know, and that is the tea and food pairing wheel. I know you've had a little bit of experience with it from your online module that you completed last week. And before I get too deep into it, I just want to see how much you have learned from that module. So we will hold off on discussing this until next time and until I've had a chance to see your pairings. I'm very excited for that, to see your pairings, and I can't wait to see what you've come up with. All right. Are there any questions? All right, so far I'm not seeing any questions. I don't know if that's good or bad, but we will move on then. If you do think of any questions, please feel free to raise your hand and I will come over and we can talk about your question. Thank you for staying with me. I know some parts of the lecture was a little maybe not as exciting, but I appreciate that you guys were listening. And let's take a quick, short stretch break as we set up for the activity. And the tea should be coming in shortly. So go ahead and get your food prepared, tables out, get into your groups. And as soon as the tea arrives, I will have you guys start on the activity. All right, thank you.